friends. I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirit, my intuition, and the tarot to communicate energies to you guys. Today's reading will be getting an immediate message here from spirit in regards to the week ahead. So anywhere from 7 to 10 days ahead, the energy will sit with this message, and it is a time-sensitive message, so something you're absolutely needing to hear right here, right now. And all my readings are timeless, meaning whenever you click on the video was meant to find you with this message. So please use your intuition, something you will see, feel, or hear to indicate to you whether this pile, the pile you pick, the object you pick, is the right option. Okay, so we have 3 options to choose from in this pick a card. Option 1, this is Cat's Eye Egg. Option 2 is the Amethyst Chunk. And a little bit of rust in it. Very cool. And option number 3 is this, I believe this is calcite, but I'm not 100% certain. And you can see the orange striations in this piece. All right, so 1, 2, 3. The options will be in the description box and in the pinned comment below, and it will take you directly to your pick. If you're drawn to more than one, just means there could be multiple aspects regarding the next 10 days or the week ahead that Spirit is wanting you to know. So lean in onto your intuition to call you to whichever one you feel is right for you. I will see you there. Bye. Hello, my beautiful. Option 1, you pick the Cat's Eye. Absolutely beautiful, the Cat's Eye Egg. Now, I don't want it to roll away, so I'm going to put it over here. We're looking at an immediate time-sensitive message from Spirit for you, and this is looking at the week ahead. So anywhere from the next 7 to 10 days, this energy will sit with you, and I do ask you to use your intuition, what you will see, feel, or hear to determine whether this is the right message for you, okay? Like I mentioned in the intro, excuse me, you could be pulled to more than one pile, and that's absolutely fine. Just could be multiple aspects in regards to the situation, the energy, or whatever it is Spirit wants to communicate to you that might resonate for you, all right? So I pre-shuffle these oracle cards. I've not looked at them. And we do have tarot as well if we need any clarifiers. So let's get into what this message is all about. Oh my goodness, message number 7. And I do want to say, if you hear a little dog crying, that's over here, my little doggy. She's in her kennel and she might not like it. Okay, so 7 with message. And we have Great the Darkness. Oh my goodness, 19 or reduced to 10. We have here where the spine bends and the mouth quivers, breathes the hidden, the pieces that make you whole, but cut deep with all of their sharp edges. Sorry, I know I read that pretty choppy. Let me read that again. Here where the spine bends and the mouth quivers, breathes the hidden, the pieces that make you whole, but cut deep with all of their sharp edges. Okay, that's pretty intense. I kind of got to hide some of this just for YouTube rules. All right, so these tea leaf cards, and some of these cards might have words here, okay? Especially these ones here. There's going to be words. Don't take the words literal. We're going to pick up energy amongst the whole group of cards. So let's see what you have. We have ladder. Climbing towards success. We have rose, romance is in the air. And we have mule, someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. Okay, we have body. We have soul time with the number 40. It says the frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge. One that embraces the concept that while the corporal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. Wow, that's quite spectacular. We have the brawler here. It says lack of empathy and confrontation. And it looks like two hands. This person is wrapping their hand with some sort of tensor bandage. Okay, the brawler, lack of empathy and confrontation. We have lie. Okay. And we have this oracle card. Two people, looks like they're holding hands, and they're in an archway here. There's the yin yang above this archway. And it looks like they're wearing hooded capes here, looking into a field or something. Okay. I'm going to put that there. We have boss. Boss. Okay. We have this, which kind of looks like an altar of sorts, or I don't know, a birthday cake. A bunch of candles here. Might be an altar. Kind of looks like an altar to me. The window of sorts up there. Boss. We have number 3 with armadillo spirit. Set healthy boundaries. Okay, and we have 57. Or number 12, and 12 is reduced to 3 as well. 3 is all about mind, body, and spirits, getting into balance. It's also about collaboration and cooperation. Squirrel spirits, believe in yourself with 57. There's the squirrel and some acorns. We have recharge, this beautiful big crystal. We have guide. It looks like a crossroads here. The direction. Guide options. Okay, I'm going to put that there. I'll check in a bit if we're all in frame. We have trigger. Trigger. We have number 12 coming out. It says the scribe. The scribe. We have the bison with B. How can I know myself as absolute? We have perfection. Bunch of raspberries. And we have the card of indulgence, 19, coming out again. We had 19 for... Which card was it that we had 19? Right here. Greet the darkness, 1919, indulge. You are worth every desire, every dream. Demand what is yours. Demand what you need. Big moon in the background here, and we have a big moon right there as well. Okay, I'm going to see. I think we can leave that there. That looks good to me. Okay, I'm going to pick up the energy here. I'm not really getting a whole lot, to be honest with you. So, I mean, there's a whole lot here, but I'm not getting one sort of message yet. So I'm going to sit with this for a bit. Don't know how long this is going to take. It might take us a little bit to pick this apart to get to the message. Okay, so bear with me as I sit through this. And then, like I said, if we need more, we'll pull some tarot. All right, so just give me a little bit. Okay, actually, I am getting what this is about here. I feel like there is a situation that maybe you've been putting up with for some time here. Okay, and maybe you've been trying to keep peace or just keeping yourself kind of cordial or going along with something that I feel has been against your either better judgment or just your desire here. Okay, I think you haven't been speaking what you want or standing up for what you want or communicating a truth of how you feel about something. So I just feel like you, in the next 7 to 10 days here with this message, I feel you have enough. You had enough of whatever that situation is, which I feel like you might already know what the situation is, because I do feel like it's something that's been ongoing for quite some time, because I feel the level of frustration here has been ongoing for quite some time. And I feel like maybe we were trying to, like I said, be cordial or just go along for the sake of going along. But the energy showing here, I think there's like the straw that breaks the camel's back or something repetitive that happens again. I don't feel it's anything that's any more significant than what has happened in the past. So either you just experience the same thing again and you say that's enough. But whatever it is, you hit your sort of 10 of Wands, your trigger point here. And so I feel it gets you to act. And I feel like the act is speaking up for yourself, communicating a truth, without any hesitation, without any sort of letting your feelings get in the way, because this might be with a loved one or somebody you really care about. And I feel like maybe at some point the emotions might have got in the way from you pointing something out or communicating a greater truth. And so I feel like this weighed heavily on your soul. And so you might have been just avoiding confrontation or trying to play along for whatever reason here, to be cooperative or to find peace. So you could certainly be a Libra here, but it doesn't have to be, because Libras are certainly peacekeepers. And maybe this person has been in charge, or you feel this person has been in charge of you in some way. So either they were ruling over you physically in some way, so it could be, I don't know, like someone who's trying to tell you what to do day in, day out, or somebody who ruled over you, emotionally, telling you what you need or what you desire for yourself, or someone here who might have just seemed to rule over a part of your life. You know, could be at home, at work, in your love life, wherever this has happened is someplace that you might have been feeling like you were under someone else's sort of story. And so although I feel like you want to remain peaceful and cordial, you no longer want to deny a part of a truth here that I feel you have to stand up and speak up. And most of you guys, I feel like you're going to either communicate it or write something out here to deliver the truth about how you feel about the position you're in. And I feel like it's all about yourself. It has nothing to do with trying to cause conflict, but also you don't allow what has happened in the past sort of creep in there and make you feel either bad or intimidate you to not speak up. Because I feel like you're really wanting to align yourself to a vision of something that you've been sacrificing at the expense of your situation or this person or the circumstance. So for some time, maybe you felt upside down, or like you couldn't take back your power to get empowered for you to be able to make the right decision for yourself. So I feel there is a sense of freedom in communicating what this is. And I feel like this might have taken a lot of courage, because I do feel like there was some fear in speaking this truth. And I'm also seeing a little bit past this, where once you do communicate this, I feel like you can then look back and see this situation a little bit differently, like almost feel like a freedom here from that sort of imprisonment, I guess, if you will. And there's like an understanding that now that you're kind of free from that, or that the truth has come out about that, I don't feel like maybe you lied purposefully to hurt another. You could have just been omitting some piece of information here that would have changed things, or that would have taken the course of action elsewhere here for yourself. So I do feel a lot of compromise here, with someone who was not willing to compromise with you, or a situation that was so difficult and stubborn that it just kept you in the same. And so I feel like you are finding your way out of this, but you have to get empowered here. So this is exactly what you do, and you take charge of this. And I feel like this takes obviously your own strength and courage from within, but also I feel like maybe you've been praying to a higher power to guide you and to lead you towards taking action, the right action here for yourself. So I feel like you could have been involved in this thing, like I said, for quite some time, and just it might have been something you dedicated a whole lot of your time to, or just someone you were, trying to work with for quite some time, a situation maybe you were trying to just work with. And energetically, I feel here like you might have invested a lot and just were not at peace with what the results were here, or you did not see any results of anything. So you do have to lay healthy boundaries here with this situation and stand up for yourself. I feel there's an acceptance here. And so because of this, you're no longer kind of tied to engaging energetically, physically, like your actions, your words, your involvement here, I think, is set free now. So now you can focus more on attaining the things that align with your vision. And I don't know necessarily if this situation gets triggered by your rise, or is surprised by your rise. But I feel like whether it gets triggered, or I don't know, the people involved get triggered, or if the situation gets tense, I feel like at this point it doesn't really impact your energy one way or another. I feel like you're very balanced. I feel like you're convinced in your decision to stand in a truth here, to speak a greater truth. Although I do feel like it might be scary when you communicate this, because I think there is a lot of pain in communicating what you're communicating here, for you and for the situation, because I feel like that was the whole point of you kind of keeping to yourself. You were trying to avoid conflict and pain. And so I don't know, and let's pull some tarot. I don't know if this person or this situation tries to hold you back in any way or keep you there, or gets triggered as a result of not seeing a greater truth here, which is, you being authentically honest and standing in truth should be accepted, So this could go either way. Someone might try to be more aggressive, assertive, but I feel like either which way, it doesn't impact you. You're no longer held by whatever this is. Because I feel like the greater vision of something here, that is what you wanted, you know, feel like you could see it, taste it, engage with that as a thing that pulls you forward, pulls you out of this, kind of as like your own sanctuary, your own North Star guiding you out of this. So you might need a little break after this, because I feel like this does take quite a bit out of you to stand up for yourself, you know. And I feel like there's been many attempts, now that I'm getting the energy here, I don't know, to either keep working with the situation. Maybe you've tried attempting to communicate. And maybe even in this attempt, throughout the next 7 to 10 days, you might be rehearsing what exactly you're saying, or you might be writing, I don't know, if this is a letter to your employer, you might be writing several versions of this thing. You might just be keeping a journal in regards to what you feel, so that when you do come forward with whatever this communication is, it is something that is absolutely in line with what you feel, that you no longer will either regret or see as something that was spoken out of, you know, a triggered place within you. Because I feel like there is something greater that you feel you are deserving of than whatever this thing is that's kept you feeling very stuck, despite feeling very much like something you connected with emotionally here, okay? Either this is a family member or a lover or a deep friend here that you've respected. But I feel like whatever was going on here was not allowing you to feel in line with where you were supposed to be planting for yourself something here. So when we set healthy boundaries, it becomes a challenge. And we hope that the other side of the person or situation understands, without feeling offended or getting aggressive or assertive or triggered themselves. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to ask Spirit for a little bit more here for pile 1 in regards to the next 7 to 10 days. This immediate message right here, right now for pile 1, Spirit. Thank you so much for this message. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, pile 1, for allowing me to tap into your energy and the energy around you at this time. I am truly blessed. Thank you so much. Spirit, can we get a deeper layer in the next 7 to 10 days energetically? What is this message about for pile 1? What do they need to know? What is this message about? Kindly, can we get some more right here, right now, in regards to this immediate message they're needing to know? Thank you so much. Okay, we have the 7 of Wands, standing your ground. You're on the higher ground here. Okay, despite everything here that this situation might be throwing at you, this is adversity coming at you from all angles, or you might feel like, if I do that, then that happens. If I say that, then this might happen. Like, there's so many possible outcomes that I think you were trying to avoid. But you come to the point where you no longer want to avoid. You want to stand up for yourself. So 7 of Wands, standing up for yourself. Standing your ground, standing for what you believe in. Being in a position of advantage here. Although, in a traditional 7 of Wands, the wands are below, pointing up. Here we feel the wands are coming down on you, and you're kind of here. So I am getting, I think, a lot of what you might have been keeping you back or suspecting that could be going wrong or could be burdensome in this situation was a lot within your mind, although we don't see swords yet. But I do feel like there was a lot you were playing out in your head. Okay. And there might be a lot you're playing out in your head that just won't become a reality. That we might fear all these things that could go wrong based on our reaction or our boundary, but you know, it might just be something that was keeping us from taking action. I'm feeling Sagittarius energy coming from this just because of the bow, the crossbow. Let's see. We have another one that revealed itself in its death. This is Sagittarius. So yeah, it's the end of the situation. I feel like you have no more. Like I was telling you, a 10 of Wands I was feeling here. Like you hit your point of, I am no longer going to be in this situation or this, whatever this is. And so it's a new you engaging with this. The old energy that you had is no longer there. Okay, with this death. It's no longer there. So the situation can never be what it was. Because you don't allow it to be what it was. The energy is changed. This is great transformation. And I feel this is a big transformation for you because I feel like I was mentioning, for quite some time here, you were putting up with or just remaining quiet about something. And so I feel this is a massive transformation in this situation that's taking place because of a transformation you're embracing here. Page of Cups. This could be the apology card. This is also love. I mean, Page of Cups is innocent love. This is communicating something with love. I feel like there is communication here with love. So although we might be standing our ground and we're confronting something without allowing our emotions to get in the way here with lack of empathy, I feel like it's not that you're trying to be hurtful here. I feel like you're coming from a very loving place. Communicating something here that's a truth for you. And feeling bad that, you know, maybe things had to be the way that they were here, or get to the point in which they were. Because I feel like you wanted peace. I feel like you wanted to be on the same page. And I'm also feeling like this is going to allow a situation to kind of turn more peaceful here, at least when it comes to what you want in some way, because we're now walking into, you know, a green field here from maybe, it looks almost like a cave, a place that might have been more confined. And both people are walking through there, embracing hands. It's almost like making peace here. And we have the Two of Pentacles. So Two of Pentacles is a back and forth. I need to make a decision here, and feeling like we can't quite make the right decision, or we keep waffling back and forth between a decision or two things. We could do this or we could do that. And it being up in the air. And I feel like this has been your energy. You know, I feel like whatever this is has kept you up in the air. And maybe you were always kind of trying to go back and forth to decide, you know, and feeling like you couldn't gain balance in this situation. And because it seems like it's been very turbulent, so there could have been high highs, low lows, you know, things work, then they don't work, or are you experiencing repetitive sort of triggers here that I feel like you just can't no more here, be kind of uncertain or imbalanced. Ace of Pentacles, new beginning in a practical way. This is what I'm getting kind of from this card, is like a new beginning here, walking into this open doorway. And then we see the one window here, which kind of looks like a pentacle. Okay, this is taking action and manifesting something here, like actually taking action, not wishing, not thinking or hoping or praying, but this is like actually taking the first step in action here. And I think the action is in finally sending that letter, or finally saying, this is what I need, or this is what I want, or this is my position in this, and believing in that. that by you standing up for this and speaking your truth and setting this boundary is what's going to allow you to manifest what you actually want. And we got a 2 of Cups. That's beautiful. So look at this. We have the 2 of Cups, balance. This is a give and take, okay, between 2 people. It could certainly be finding cohesion between you and the situation involved with the people to make peace. And this looks like an embrace, like forgiving. Okay, this 2 of Cups looks forgiving to me. And that's what this is. Communication, forgiving, an apology, making peace so that we can move forward. So I don't feel as though this is going to cause a lot of conflict. I feel like this is going to bring you and the people, your situation, it's going to find a resolution here from something that's been up in the air, something that's been very difficult and turbulent for you, that wasn't manifesting, I feel here, in line with something that you envisioned would make you happy, or be the abundance that you wanted to see, the fruit you wanted to gain here. It was just up in the air here. And I feel like maybe this was a continual repetitive thing, okay, that's just, you needed to make a decision, manifest something here. And what this does is it helps you find peace here. And what I'm really feeling like is, if for whatever reason, because for some of you guys, if I was getting this situation might not expect you to stand your ground or whatever, if somebody gets triggered or someone here isn't welcoming of what you have to deliver, I feel like it doesn't impact you one way or another, because I feel like you then manifest what you wanted. So if, for an example, if this is your employer and you've kept quiet about a role that you've been doing for some time, and maybe they promised you, you know, that you would get a promotion, or that eventually the time would come where they would pay you more, or that you'd, I don't know, promised you something, or they made you believe there'd be something more, and maybe you liked your job, you liked the people, you were committed and dedicated here, and so maybe you were just very, you know, willing to cooperate. And if you've mentioned to your employer about, you know, where's this promise, and your employer might have said, oh, you know, maybe for the new year, or maybe next week, or whatever they told you, or whatever you thought was coming, or maybe they just kept in a strong, firm position here that didn't allow you to manifest the financial gain you wanted, or the position you wanted, or whatever it was that you wanted to attain. And I feel like you have enough, and you say to your employer, okay, this is only an example because I don't know here, you know, and I haven't seen the results of anything here, and I've dedicated all this time into this role that you wanted me to do for some time. I can no longer do this, so I am going to take another job offer here. And here we are, you know, enjoying ourselves with a job that pays us more. Or the employer comes and says, you're right, we don't want you to leave, we want you to stay here because we recognize all the effort you put in. So, you know, I apologize that we've let this happen. And you find some forgiveness here. Okay, so I see both these scenarios happening here, but either which way, it pulls you out of a difficult situation that you've been putting up with, not standing up for yourself. And it'll never go back to the same, because either way, either you get the new job because you do move forward here, or you tell them, you know, that if they don't do whatever they promised that they would do, you'd have no choice, and so they have no choice but to promote you or do what they need to do here. Okay, so, and I feel that this does come from a place here that's sufficient for you. Like, I don't feel like whatever this situation is something that makes you feel jaded, because I feel like there is communication that happens, some dialogue that needs to happen here that allows you to see, you know, their position here. You don't say, well, it took me having to well, it did take you having to maybe put an ultimatum, but maybe communicating something here that maybe, you know, you avoided, or I don't know, like with this, with all these wands. This is my cat. Give me 1 second. All right, sorry about that. With all these wands here, I feel like there was something here that in your mind you believed, okay? And so maybe you did say, hey, what about my raise? And maybe you talked to the wrong person or something, and you said, well, I don't want to have to make a mess or ruffle any feathers. And so, you know, weeks go by and you ask the same person, and you kind of maybe stayed in the same sort of thing here, because in your mind you thought, if I, you know, go and talk to this other person above my boss or whatever about it. And so in this case, I feel like maybe you see something clear here, that the person you were talking to might have been the person that didn't understand the arrangement you had made, you know, with your boss. And finally, when you say, hey, I've been doing this role and now I have another job offer here, and this person might say, oh, I didn't know that you were promised this, you know, that was before my time, or I had completely forgotten. I mean, forgotten sounds like a cop-out or an excuse, but I don't know, something here that I feel you didn't fully understand or see in the situation. So if you do make peace, it's understandable here. You know, you don't feel like it's like it took part of you having to sell yourself in some way for you to make do with the situation, because I feel like the situation is something that is loving on both sides, okay? And I mean, if we are in a career that we love, and, you know, and our employers respect us, I don't feel as though this employer or this situation was trying to be hurtful. Maybe they weren't doing all that they can to remember or to do what is in your best interest, but then that's where you need to stand your ground and set your boundaries and communicate. And so maybe this has gone uncommunicated for quite some time. And so, yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. I'm going to pull some more and see if we could see a little bit more. Spirits, thank you very much for this message. Is there anything more Pile 1 needs to know about what this situation is, the circumstance, anything further Pile 1 is needing to know? Thank you so much. We have the 3 of Pentacles. This is also the work card. Okay, this is working together. That's that number 3. Collaborating, cooperating, and it's 2 people, or you and something else, working together in order to create a third entity that you couldn't on your own. Okay, you couldn't on your own. So 3 of Pentacles in a practical way. That's really manifesting something, creating something tangible in this world. And I am feeling for a lot of you guys, this could be in regards to your work, or at least how you're spending your time. So I do feel like you've dedicated a lot of your time to this thing, you know, a lot of commitment to seeing something through. And maybe you just got the short end of the deal. You know, whoever was supposed to show up, work with you, or the tools you needed to create something just didn't happen to come to you. Okay. I'm going to put these aside here kind of as the final, but let's see what we have. So we have, I'm going to read them all in the upright. King of Swords. This is the logical king. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. We were feeling Libra initially. 4 of Pentacles. That's a very fixed position here. That's this mule energy. Knight of Cups. That's this energy, love. Expressing oneself. And then we have 6 of Cups. Yes, that's this energy too, okay? I'm pulling one fresh one here, and then we're going to see what those cards are in a bit. So why is this 4 of Pentacles here, Spirit? What is Pile 1 needing to know about their situation? 3 of Swords. Okay, so what I see here is that there was an understanding you had, a desire you had to come together, to work together, to create something here, okay? But as we know, in order to create something in a situation, we want people to cooperate with us. We have to see eye to eye in order to build with another. And we need all our tools. And I feel as though you felt literally like this guy is in a wheelchair here. So I felt like you were incapacitated to make something happen because of a situation. It didn't allow you, I feel, the mobility here in order to do what you needed to do. So I do feel like there was a restriction, a limitation. And I feel like because we were seeing that 7 of Wands around your head and the swords here talking about mental thoughts, I think that it kept you in your mind a lot about how you could not, I'm not seeing 8 of Swords, but in your mind about something here that wasn't working, that was limiting you. And I feel you wanted to see here, okay, ladder, ascension, this eagle's all about seeing a greater picture here. So I think you understood the big picture, what could be built. But I feel like physically with this body, you were kind of stuck. And maybe you were trying to hang on to not losing out in some way, right? Like we hang on to the little bits we have rather than saying, I'm worthy and I deserve more. So when we put up with things and we stay stuck, we don't grow. So I feel like this caused the pain because you weren't authentically aligned with something here that you knew was what you wanted or that you deserved. So it was a lot of pain and suffering here and kind of doing it to ourselves in some way the longer we were hanging on to or being stuck or held back from communicating a truth because we felt very emotionally attached to this situation or this person. Could have been, a job we've been at for very, very, very long, so we don't want to leave, but I feel like you get pushed to a point here that maybe it goes to that extreme. That's like, I now have another job, and it catches this employer by surprise in some way that I feel like you've gone to all these sort of, I don't know, like, I feel like you go to the edge, rather than maybe this boundary being set early on or communicating something early on or setting the stage. It's like now we're on the polar opposite end here where quick action needs to be taken here. Because I feel like either this is, like I said, a family member or a really close friend that you really love or care about, a partner maybe. And let's use another example. Like, let's say if this is your partner here and maybe they, I don't know, like wanted to live in a certain part of town for a certain period of time. And maybe there was an understanding that eventually you guys would move for whatever reason, and you became stuck here for some reason, okay? Physically, for your partner, maybe you made do with it, and maybe you brought it up several times. But I feel like you hit a point where, I don't know, then maybe you look and you find another place here and you say, I'm moving to this part of town, whether you like it or not. And this person says, well, can we talk more about, what's happened here? And maybe they reveal to you that, I don't know, that they were saving up for a vehicle, let's just say, because it's more convenient for them. So something maybe you weren't aware of, something that might have challenged this person in some way. But rather than us uncovering this through setting boundaries early, we get triggered into one extreme. And so I feel like we stayed in heartbreak here for quite some time. I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. This is just an example, okay? So I feel like we stayed maybe unhappy, hanging on to it because we love our partner. But in our heart, we desired to live in the other part of town because we could have flourished there. We wouldn't feel restricted. We saw a bigger picture for us. And so we might feel, like upset that we kind of sacrificed ourselves in some way. But I mean, you are your own person here, right? So then the boundary becomes you acknowledging something here, regardless of whether it's hurtful or not. It's something that needs to come out to the surface. No longer hanging on to the little bit here that, you know, might have kind of did it for you, but at the same time, it didn't provide what it was you needed. So let's pull this as kind of the final message as my nose gets stuffy. Empress, abundance. Yes, this is what it's all about, okay? This is the most abundant card in the tarot, the Empress. Divine feminine energy. This is love. This is material wealth. Abundance beyond belief here, okay? Unconditional love. Ace of Pentacles we're seeing again in a tangible, practical way. We're manifesting something that we wanted now. Queen of Cups, lots of love here, lots of love. Okay, intuitive queen, emotions. Queen of Cups is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and then we have Taurus energy. I feel like we might have, you know, had our emotions controlling us and keeping us from manifesting something here, because I feel like, especially empaths, you know, if we have an unconditional love here, if you're an empath, if you're very compassionate here, you might make decisions that try to peacekeep in some way at the expense of your own happiness. Page of Wands. This is communication. The message here. The Scribe. And I feel like this communication is now allowing there to be, you know, a new beginning in exploring something here in a tangible way. Six of Wands, victory. Beautiful way to end your reading, okay? This is success. This is, you know, being very visible here out in the open and being successful. So we're no longer hiding what we want. We're no longer pretending or avoiding or denying. We're out in the open. We're communicating. We're celebrated. We're loved. This is exciting energy. Victory, okay, because of communication. And I feel like the communication is something that was needing to be said in order for there to be something manifested. Lots of love here. And appreciation. So this is what I see for the next 7 to 10 days. I love your reading. Pile 1. I hope this resonated. Leave a comment and I'll see you soon. Bye. Hello, my most beautiful. Pile 2. You picked the amethyst with the little sliver here of rust. Absolutely beautiful, this amethyst stone. For pile 2, we're taking a look at immediate message here from Spirit. This is a message that you're needing to hear right here, right now, for the next 7 to 10 days that Spirit wants to bring to your attention. Now, all my readings are timeless, meaning whenever you click on the video, the message was meant to find you, although this is a timely reading, meaning there's a heavy emphasis on when you hear this message. And like I said, it is time sensitive, so this is going to apply to the next 7 to 10 days, okay? The week ahead. So I have not looked at these, but I did ask Spirit to deliver this message to you. And I ask that you use your intuition, what you will see, feel, or hear, to determine whether this is indeed your message, okay? So some of these cards will have words on them. You do not have to take the words literal unless you want. It is more the energy I'm going to be picking up from these words, okay? So we have 36 with prosperity, or the number 9. Beautiful. The frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of wellness, of well-being, by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundance and riches that the universe provides. Holy, that is very powerful. Very powerful indeed. 9 is, it does talk about endings, okay, before we can prepare for a beginning with the number 9. 9 also sometimes gives me hermit energy, which is introspection. Really knowing what we want, what we need, reflecting on what we want, what we need. And hermit is Virgo energy. We have the fly, a period of ill health and depression. Okay, like I said, don't take the word so literal here. We have dragon, beware of self-delusion. Okay, and we have the bull, plenty of material things. All right, where do we put that? Let me see if you can see that. Not so much. Okay, we have perfection. We had perfection coming out in pile 1, although it wasn't this card. It was the chakra cards. Perfection, and she looks like she's writing something down here. She's wearing a hat. Okay, perfection. We have the vengeance, overcoming slights, a choice. We have an anchor on a string. 2 hands, overcoming slights, a choice. Okay, these have words here, okay? So I'm not sure what we'll see here, but don't take them literal unless you have to. We have depend. Depend. And we have intimidate. And we have boredom. Okay. We have these 2 people dancing. Green and red. I'll put that with boredom just because it's kind of opposite. And we have a traffic light. It says go. Put that there. Okay. We have electric eel spirit with the number 24 or the number 6. Bring your ideas to life. 6 is a balanced number. Okay, and we have play. Interesting. Play. We have create. And we have sovereignty. Beautiful. We have the karmic trench with 4 of scrolls. And the scrolls is the swords in the Akashic Tarot. So the 4 of swords, the karmic trench. Okay. And we have the striped skunk with clear. What kind of release would protect clarity in my space? Clear. We have impartiality. This lady's got 2 buckets here. So this is also about balance here. So Libra's coming through quite strong. We also have the amethyst coming through here with her necklace and the scarf. The amethyst right here. Impartiality. Okay. I don't know that I like that there. A lot of fiddling with these cards here. Okay, we have primal with 32 or the number 5. There is no other way around but through the very truth that lives within you. And 5 is all about challenge, change, conflict. Primal. We have divination, 14, number 5 coming out again. Take a breath, take it twice. Insightful reflections are guided by light. Okay. And the Kipper cards, we have coffin, number 19 or the number 10. 10 is also about an ending here. Coffin. And then we have number 12, privileged lady, or the number 3. Put that there. So I'm just going to check. Can we put that there? No. Let's keep it there. I'm going to check that I'm in frame. Better? I don't know. Sorry. That's better. That's better. Yes. Okay. So pile 2, just give me a little bit to sit with this. Because there's lots here, but strong message coming through, and this happened with 1, although it did come eventually. So we might have to crack through this to get the message that you're needing to hear. So just bear with me as we sort through this, okay? But I'll sit with the energy for a bit and see what comes through. And then we have tarot we can use as well to clarify anything that we might not be aware of. So just give me a little bit here. Prosperity and privileged lady. All right. Okay. Oh, okay. Not as crazy as I thought. I don't mean crazy, but I don't feel there's too many different sort of layers here yet. But what I am seeing here is that you might be involved in a situation here that you might have not realized the potential here in a situation, because I feel like either there was maybe an insecurity coming through, or maybe you feeling like you've been in a rut of sorts or something here. And so I feel like there was an understanding you had or have, because this is in the next 7 to 10 days, of yourself or your situation or a circumstance that you've believed to be true, that either you could not, have not, or will not be able to, or eventually you could at some point in time do something that you still did not do or told yourself you could not do, because I do feel there was a level of intimidation with this circumstance and maybe not feeling up to par in some way. So I feel like our own thoughts about what we could provide or how we could show up here was a figment of what we told ourselves for some time. And it could be just the way we are in general. You know, maybe we aren't the most confident person here, or just had one idea or one understanding of who we are. And so I feel like there's an opportunity in front of you for something that is very, very abundant here, that's going to allow you to experience, I think, here, great joy, abundance, allow you to create, to have fun, to enjoy, to pull you out of a state of feeling heavy and maybe even bored or depressed and like life sucks in some way here. And so I feel like in order to accept this thing, or to be ready to engage or move forward, there has to be seeing something different and also releasing a mindset that wasn't real, or not allowing you to be open and accepting of a truth here, which is the truth is that you're deserving and you're lovely and you are all the things that maybe you felt you could have told yourself you're not. Like, I'm not a creative person, you know, it doesn't have to be that per se, but whatever the thing is, I'm somebody who doesn't know how to, I don't know, dance or have fun, or I'm not someone who socializes, or I'm not somebody here who you know, is hoity-toity enough to go to some sort of party or join this club, or this person is too good for me and I deserve somebody here who is not as good as what this person is, or whatever this thing is, because I feel like there's something that's presented itself to you. And I feel like you've been avoiding a certain look at a situation here that's now requiring you in the next 7 to 10 days to face this, to actually face this thing that you've created as an understanding that's obviously untrue. So it weighed you down when it came to opportunities. I feel like it didn't allow you to partake in opportunities here because you believed something about yourself that was untrue. So you didn't get to see where you could create abundance in your own world, where you could obtain prosperity, where you could say, yes, I'm ready to go. You know, what we'd rather do is we'd rather just shy away, sit at home, we're intimidated, we'd depend on things here that maybe weren't making us feel very good, and it kept spiraling this sort of a depression. So I feel like there is a need for you to come to terms with something and put it behind you. And the only way to do this is to see this from another sort of perspective here. And to do what it is that we thought we were not able to or could not do, because once we do, we can't unsee that part of ourselves. And all the things that we're able to perceive external to us, it lies within us. So if we're able to perceive privilege, or if we're able to perceive perfection, if we're able to perceive abundance, if we're able to perceive prosperity in someone else or something else out there external to us, but we perceive it, that means it's within us, because in order for us to recognize it, it means we have it within us, or else there's no way we'd see this. So it's kind of like, I don't know if this will make sense, but there's this trick, okay? Or I don't know if it's a trick so much as, okay, go around your room right now, wherever you're sitting, and take a look for every single thing that you see that is red. Okay? Well, only red. Take a look. Take a look at everything that's red. Try to remember the things that are red. Keep looking, okay? Look around, take a look. Maybe it's the jackets, maybe it's some clothes, maybe it's a chair, maybe it's the fruit, maybe it's a painting, maybe it's the curtain, whatever, the cat's toy. Okay, now you have those things. Okay, so now the question is, how many things when you were looking for the red thing did you see that was blue? And I bet you didn't see anything blue, did you? Because you were busy looking for the red. So in this situation, all the things that you were working with, that you seen about yourself, was something that you understood to be who you were, or what you were seeing, whether you wanted to see it or not. I mean, you could tell yourself you didn't want to, but if we put our mindset differently and allowed ourselves to see what wants to make itself visible to us, then we're more open to seeing things that we didn't even suspect. So we feel more liberated, more free. So I feel as though, and we'll pull some tarot, that maybe you felt like if you were to move forward, engage, create something here, be open, exposed, partake, that maybe you felt out of place, or like it I don't know if you feel like it's, I don't know, there's something you felt here that didn't seem right, but I feel like there is something coming through about being liberated and free, or needing to be liberated and free. So maybe you thought by not doing it you are free because you're avoiding a mistake, or that you're in charge of what you know to be true in some way. So maybe there's a false sense, beware of self-delusion here, a false sense of sovereignty or freedom. Because the real freedom comes in allowing ourselves to be foolish, or to engage and partake in something in order for the idea to be created. Okay, it's kind of like no risk, no reward type thing here. But in order to do this, we'd have to make space within ourselves. What kind of release would protect clarity in my space? Yes, because we're not seeing clear. Because when we're looking for red, 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 you know, we might be seeing all the red things, but look at all the other colors we missed. So really, are we seeing clear, or are we only seeing something we're wanting to see? Because even in this card, like I read the other day, and I don't know if you followed me, it's like two neighbors wanted two different colored paints for their fence, and they couldn't agree. So the one neighbor painted their side of the fence the color the other neighbor wanted, and the other neighbor painted the color the other neighbor wanted, kind of as a reminder here to see someone else's kind of point of view here. Okay, so I feel like you might have been very fixed in a certain seeing of something here that was limiting to you, handicapping you in some way of abundance, because you might have felt like it was too good or too prestigious, or you were too undeserving in some way here. So it becomes needing to face this, needing to see a truth for what it is, no longer being weighed by something, and the choice, I think, because something is coming here in a way of a decision that you're having to make that will make you either choose the same old and stay in delusion, or allow you to clear whatever this is, put an end to a mindset so it'll set you free. But you'd have to go through this awkward stage, you know, and it's only awkward because you feel like you're not ready or capable in some way. But I feel like with this karmic trench, and I do want to read this, look at all the efforts put in here, okay? There's a lot of effort already put in here. Four of Scrolls, like I said, it's the Four of Wands. That's reflection. And I was getting a Hermit from this, although it's prosperity, but because of the 9 Hermit, introspection. What do we actually want? You know, being very open and honest with ourselves. Here's the Moon. That's reflection as well. But sometimes there's a lot of fear, and Moon talks about illusions. So we might be seeing something that it's not, right? We're missing the eyes to actually see and receive what we're seeing, rather than seeking to validate a part of us to justify some sort of untruth. So Four of Swords, like I said, is healing. So let's take a look at what this is, and then I do want to pull some tarot to get a little bit more here. So Four of Scrolls, almost perfect opening. Okay, so it says, the karmic trench, upright. In a field meant to be planted, a man dirty from his efforts stands knee-deep inside a long trench. The seeds wait to be planted, yet he continues to dig deeper and deeper. There are other rows plowed and ready for planting, but they are ignored. This card reveals a difficult pattern in your life, a pattern of self-defeating feelings, thoughts, and actions that you've brought forward from previous incarnations. You returned to this life with the intention of breaking this karmic pattern, but you got pulled into the old thoughts and behaviors. You've been digging yourself deeper and deeper into the karmic trench that gets harder and harder to escape. This pattern is not unknown to you. You recognize it in your relationships, in your jobs, and certainly in your beliefs, behaviors, and responses. It's time to take charge of your karma by altering the inner ideas, feelings, patterns that cause you to make sabotaging choices. Every time you notice yourself making an old choice that digs you deeper into your karmic trench, you can change your mind and your actions. This will require your conscious effort every step of the way. Without such work, you could go a lifetime, with the lifetimes burying yourself in the same feelings. But with your commitment to making change every day, you can dig yourself out. Now, guys, this is a new deck to me. I have not read this book at all, okay? And I kept getting this Four of Swords, which is reflection, right? Inner, having to see inside. And this is exactly what we were picking up with these cards. You know, and if you don't believe in incarnations, it could just be a way that you've been, you know, and maybe it got worse over the years of how we engage, and we're not consciously aware, or at least we're trying to, I don't know, like tell ourselves something else, or we don't want to face what we need to face here. But in order to overcome this, there's no other way around but through the very truth that lives within you, to go through the exercise here, because I feel this is going to set you free, because it's so easy to fall back on the same patterns that make us feel like we're not good enough, or we don't deserve someone or something here, that it's beyond our capability here, that we can't manifest some idea that we have for ourselves of whatever this is. You know, we can't manifest the ultimate job, we can't manifest the ultimate relationship, we can't have abundance in our life because it's not for us, or we're not good enough to sustain it in some way. But that's not true. Not true at all. Okay, so let's pull final message here from spirits, because I do want, actually I'm going to pull two. I'm going to pull just a deeper layer in regards to this to give you a little bit more clarity, and then we're going to get final guidance from spirits. Okay, so spirits, clear and concise message for pile 2, a deeper layer into this, giving them some clarity in regards to this situation, because I do feel, I'm sorry guys, all over the place. I do feel like, because this is 7 to 10 days, there's a choice in front of you for this again, and you could choose to do the same old thing here, or you can go for it. And Spirit wants you to go for it, you know, engage, partake. Or you could choose to have fun, or you could choose to partake and actually do something here that you would enjoy. Like, I do feel you would enjoy this. You'd indulge in this. Okay, so Spirit, what does pile 2 need to know? Deeper layer here, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of beautiful pile 2. What are they unclear about? What do they need to know? Thank you so much. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. What are they needing to know right here, right now? Immediate message for pile 2, spirits. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, pile 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy and the energy around you at this time. I'm truly blessed. Thank you so, so much. One more. I'm going to read them all in the upright. We have the 7 of Pentacles. Very much this energy here, because this person is looking at their harvest here. And 7 of Pentacles is where we put in energy. And we're almost giving up because maybe we haven't seen what we wanted to see. So we give up, you know, or we're contemplating giving up. So I feel like maybe this situation here, okay, has been something you've been invested in. And maybe you haven't given it your all in some way, or you feel like maybe you have, but maybe it hasn't produced something, because I feel like there is material abundance here, or at least some sort of prosperity you can gain from this situation that hasn't yet been harvested here. Okay, so if you're thinking or contemplating of giving up in some way, or maybe you've already, I don't know, like experienced this in the past where you've put in your energy and you're like, well, I've never attained what I wanted, so why would this be any different? So there's maybe a kind of a giving up here energy that I'm feeling. Okay, although look, he's looking happy here. So I think this is something you want to manifest. I feel like you haven't completely given up. I feel like you have been putting time into something here, but I feel like it hasn't been to its full potential in some way. 5 of Wands, conflict. Okay, that dog looks like a kangaroo. My cat's scratching. So 5 of Wands, conflict, disagreements, challenge. Okay, we saw lots of 5s. It's also change. We have to change something about us that keeps causing conflict. So maybe being in that energy causes conflict with people around us. We're not easy to work with. We go into situations and it ends up being conflicting with what we want. This is sometimes inner conflict. So we're maybe going back and forth and we're completely conflicted about what we want and how we show up. And so we might just, I don't know, look at what we want, but not engage or go after it in some way because we're conflicted inside. Three of Wands, also looking out the window, looking at what we want. Three of Wands is expansion. That is after we do all the work and lay the foundation, we analyze, we do everything we need to, and then we wait for a ship to come in so we can go enjoy our future based on us taking action. So I don't know that you took action. And I know Three of Wands, we could see it as something that you've done everything here in order to expand. I feel like you're looking at what you want and you're maybe waiting for it. But I feel like when it comes down to fighting for it, okay, and I don't even feel you have to fight, but it kind of is a battle here because I feel like you're having to go through something here and face some challenge. And instead of facing a challenge, I think you sit idle and you kind of dream about something here. Bring your ideas to life. It's like you're dreaming about an idea, you're dreaming of a better way, you're dreaming what you could have, you're looking at a potential, and then you're sitting there, maybe, I don't know, crossing your fingers, hoping the potential comes in some way, but doing the same thing that you normally would do, which is maybe, say I'm not good enough to act here in some way, or feeling overwhelmed by something, or having some sort of dependency on something, which I feel has caused a lot of depression because I feel like you haven't been able to attain prosperity and abundance maybe in the past. And maybe a lot of opportunity has gone and slipped through your fingers in some way here. So you're maybe looking at this as, is this something else that's going to slip through my fingers? Because I'm conflicted here and I'm not sure how to act. So I just watch my ship sail away without me. This feels like your ship's going to sail away without you. And this shouldn't feel like, like an energy of, I knew that was going to happen, because it doesn't have to happen. A sun, prosperity, joy. The most abundant card in the tarot is the sun. Joy, certainty, clarity. And we have the child here, which speaks of inner child. So this could be, a pattern we've developed at childhood. We have a dog, which is all about loyalty. And I feel like there's a need to be loyal to yourself, Like, what would you do if a friend were in your situation? Would you say, go for it, you deserve it? Or would you say, you're not good enough in some way? You would say, go for it. Be loyal to yourself. Be loyal to your inner child. If it's a dream you've had ever since being a child, of an ideal, whatever this thing is, because I feel like it is a vision you might have had as a child that you knew would bring you abundance and joy, but you haven't gone after it. Spirit is saying, be loyal to yourself. What would you tell your friend? You'd say, yes, go after it and do what you need to do here. Get clear. Don't be in conflict and at odds with yourself. Page of Cups, opening the heart space. This is communication. And we might feel, because the Page of Cups sometimes is an energy here of somebody who's inexperienced, might feel a little foolish. And so I feel like maybe you're not allowing yourself to experience something because you feel foolish or inexperienced, but you're looking at the abundance. I feel you have it. Okay, now 7 to 10 days, I feel like there's a need for you to make this choice. But I feel like you already know what this is because I feel you've been looking at it. And maybe you are trying to hang on to it without going for it, because you didn't want to let it slip between your fingers, because I do feel this is something very joyous, but instead of doing something, we might have just been suspecting the same thing is going to happen. Yeah, Magician, manifest this. You have all the tools to make this happen. So you might feel like a page. Okay, someone who's novice, who isn't quite sure, who might be fumbling, but the Magician shows that we have everything that we need in order to make something happen. to manifest in this world and be successful. Virgo and Gemini, and then we have Leo. And I feel like this is going to impact every part of your world. If I got to be honest, like the way you think going forward, because of experiencing this, I think you become aware in your mind of how you're thinking. You then manifest something of prosperity and abundance here. It impacts you emotionally, okay? And I feel like it also allows you to work on your confidence in yourself and your ability to go after what you want without being intimidated or thinking that you're not good enough in some way here. Because I feel like when you go after whatever this thing is, you actually manifest it. And maybe that's a new thing for you, because I feel like in passing, you might have just watched whatever go away, the opportunity, and sat in conflict. But I mean, the choice is still yours here, okay? But I feel like there's a need for you to overcome this challenge within you in order to manifest this. Because I feel like there's a passion here for you, from you, towards this thing. Because it is absolute joy here, like prosperity, the sun, you know, plenty of material things, it says here. So I feel this brings a lot of happiness to you. A childhood dream that you might have had here of the ideal thing that you want to manifest for yourself. So allow yourself to make it come true. Only you can make it come true, or you could continue down the same trenches, okay? So let's get advice. What's going to help you then? Pile number 2. Beautiful pile 2 needs some guidance, Spirit. Thank you so much for this message. For beautiful pile 2, what do they need to know? What is this message for pile 2 in the next 7 to 10 days? Advice, guidance, anything they're needing to know, anything I've missed that's going to help them clarify what they need in this information. Thank you so much, Spirits. 3 more cards. And 1 more. Queen of Swords. This is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Libra coming through again. So the logical queen, somebody who is able to use their experience in order to get very clear and certain. I feel like there's a need for you to get clear and certain what you want and then go after it. Because you do have the experience here, but I feel like you might feel like you do not. And that's why we saw the Magician with all the tools. You might feel like a page here, but really, I mean, the Queen of Swords is very wise, okay? Very intellectual. And I'm seeing a little crown here, which is giving me empowered, okay? Getting empowered to use our wisdom to get clear, to use our thought for the better rather than self-defeating. So when we're always looking for, again, the red, we start to see the red all around us and it becomes a truth we live in. But the truth is, you know, blue is always around, green's always around, yellow's always around, whether we see it or not. It doesn't make it untrue. It's just we were continuously focused on seeing the red, okay, as an example. So I feel like there's an understanding of yourself that you see and understand to be true, but there's all these other truthful aspects about you. So there's a need to get empowered about how do we use our mind. I feel like this is down here. So let's see. We have the World. We have the 9 of Wands. All these pens. We have Justice, Libra coming through again. The Queen of Swords, Judgment, and 8 of Cups. Okay. So look at this World card. This World card is reminding me of the Magician we just saw. Again, reminding you because we were asking for guidance. The sword, the cup, the pentacle, and the wand. And also holding that candle or that wand that's fired. So something you desire. Something that's, you know, it's fired you up in some way. You have all the tools. And this is something that's going to impact every aspect of your world here, okay? From a practical way and emotionally here. And this Ouroboros snake, okay, it's like eating itself, or the serpent, it keeps eating itself. This is like the cycle of life, right? So we can either agree to put an end to something that's been self-defeating in some way by using everything we need to use here to conclude a chapter in our life that was keeping us in some sort of stuckness. Okay, this is conclusion. This is successful conclusion of a cycle, closing a chapter, putting an end to something. And the Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior, because we've suffered, we've gone through maybe multiple times, many attempts here. Look at all these pencils are chewed. So we might have tried and didn't see what we wanted, and we tried again, and we thought we put in, you know, all of this time and this energy and this effort towards something, and it didn't result to anything. So we might be frozen or stuck or not sure if we can. But you can, because you have all the tools here. So the wounded warrior has kind of one wand left here, and he has to use his inspiration to move beyond what keeps him stuck. Because after the 9 is the 10, okay? We can't go on anymore carrying the way we have. And it's releasing something that's best served released rather than hanging on to it with the 10 of Wands, okay? That's clearing out whatever doesn't serve us in order to make way for the new. So we close something out here. And maybe you've been very defensive here, okay? And I do feel in your head about something. So there's a need for you to bring justice to yourself, just as you would to a friend here, by being very conscious, like we read in the Akashic Tarot, present in what you're thinking. What are your thoughts? Are you going down the same thought pattern that was keeping you stuck, or are you in a thought pattern that is very aware of the pattern so that you can bring yourself some sort of justice in this situation and make a fair decision here for you and for the situation? So I feel like in the next 7 to 10 days, there is a looking at this, okay? Because I do feel you are going to be faced with a decision you're having to make with this judgment. And after we make the judgment, because this is the karma card, this is where we experience things in our life, and then we're at a point where we acknowledge, and then we have to close it out and do the right thing. Or we can look at it and be in denial, okay, with this self-delusion, and not bring balance and do the same thing again, and then repeat back to a fool, start a new cycle again, and not learn the lesson, just like the book talked about. And then how many lifetimes we could keep repeating the same thing here. Okay, so there's a need to go through this challenge, because after the judgment comes the world. But we have to choose that. We have to make that choice. Because if we don't choose wisely at the judgment, if we're not consciously aware of our decisions, we then repeat back to a fool, okay? So you're being asked to close something out here, and this would mean walking away from something here, a mindset, something, whatever the thing is that we fall back on. We get intimidated, so we fall back on something. We depend on something here. I don't know what you're depending on here. You might depend on distraction. You might depend on something that I feel emotionally was kind of keeping you up, but I feel like now it no longer emotionally provides that fulfillment you need. So the 8 of Cups is, again, going within and being very honest and saying, you know, what exactly do I want? Being very clear and certain about it, but we have to go inwards, like I said, okay? And then say, what is emotionally going to fulfill me? Because whatever it is that I'm engaged with it here is not. So it's time to move forward towards what is going to fulfill me. Not convince myself that I am not worthy or good enough or whatever the thing is that I tell myself. And you might not even recognize that you're in doing this thing. But if you feel emotionally dissatisfied, if you're feeling weighed down, if there's something you don't have or attain here that you've been trying to attain, you might not even be consciously aware of your mind pattern and keeping you in this, okay? So just be aware that this is coming to the surface here in order for you to make the right choice. Now, I do want to poll. I know I said that was final because I didn't want this to be long, but I want to see what this choice is, okay? What is this beautiful choice? I mean, the choice is obviously to not do the same thing and to move forward with this thing, but I want to see if we could see what this thing is. So it could be different for all of you guys. Like I said, the dream job, the dream relationship, create something here that you wanted to create since childhood, open up that business, whatever, make that piece of music or whatever the thing is here by going for it, going after it. Allowing yourself to see the green now instead of always seeing all the obstacles, the things that would get in the way, or all the things that could go wrong, or all the things that you were not, in order to talk yourself out of doing it. So Spirit, what is this beautiful thing that pile 2 could be missing out on? Like, what is this coming forward in the next 7 to 10 days for pile 2? What is this prosperity, this abundance, this creation, this dream come true? Okay. We have King of Pentacles, Earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. This is the king that can sit back and enjoy what he's created and built for himself. He's built a legacy. He's materially and financially abundant. Okay, this is a very secure king. Definitely one of the more prosperous kings here with the prosperity. So let's see. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is the loving queen, compassionate queen, creative queen. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. Lots of love. And we have the Three of Swords. Pain. Being separated from someone or something we love. Our words, our intentions, and our actions aren't in line with bringing us love and peace in our creativity. So we feel lots of pain and suffering when we're not in line with it. We have the Nine of Pentacles, more abundance. Look at that. Financial abundance, standing in our own success, being available to create our legacy, being confident, standing in our own. Queen of Wands, confidence. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Manifesting what we want because we believe we're good enough to have what we want here. And we have the Three of Pentacles, creating something with another. Okay, the Three of Pentacles, it could be the work card, but it's working with another thing here in order to build a third entity. Okay, so sometimes it takes two people to create a third thing here. And so maybe instead of working with someone or something, we've always kind of shied away in some way, or we didn't have the confidence here. So here we have the Four of Swords. This is reflecting. This is a need for healing. And we have the Three Knives up here, which is the Three of Swords that keep us kind of stuck or believing some sort of truth that is, again, the self-delusion. So I feel like you've experienced some pain, obviously, here, okay? And I feel like it's some pain you've experienced in the past, or you might recognize there to be pain in some way. So you tell yourself some untruth, some idea that you have, and maybe it was a true sort of thing, but it isn't indicating what's going to happen in this situation, but it keeps you kind of stuck. So what is this thing? I feel like this thing that you're have an opportunity here to build is something that is going to leave a legacy behind. It's going to build and create something and manifest something in this world. And not only that, but I feel it's going to build your confidence. It's going to allow you to tap into your creativity, your love, your emotions. I feel like financially, this is also going to allow you to create an empire for you, however you see that. Whatever your material abundance is for you, for your future. Yes, so I feel like the message is here is go for it, you know? Go for it. And we were seeing the Ouroboros with the world card here, and this, it looks like a gecko eating its own tail, but it's giving me the same world card. So we need to conclude something here, put an end to a chapter here in order for us to find the confidence here. So this brings healing, and I feel like it also brings whatever generational sort of things that you've had here that's made you the way that you have been. It frees you of this by being consciously aware of it, by acknowledging the pain, but working through this as knowing that your thoughts are going to be what you tell yourself. But that doesn't stop you from manifesting and creating something here that you can rest your hat on, because you are experienced enough to have this, and there is a confidence sitting within you. Okay, I don't see anything here saying you're not capable. You have all the tools. So I feel like I said, for all of you guys, whatever this opportunity is, I think it's presenting itself, and I think you just need to go for it. And you might have been watching it and telling yourself some truth because of pain that you've experienced in the past that you're hanging on to. So allow yourself to partake, okay? Closed eyes, closed eyes, closed eyes. You might not be seeing it. I really feel like maybe, and if you're here this far, there might be a reason, but I feel like the people that might need to hear this might not know that this message is for them. Because I feel like this energy that I'm sitting with here, even though the book said you'd recognize this pattern about you, you might not think that it is stemming from your own sort of projection about who you are and what you deserve. And so once we start to be confident and understand who we are, or more than just what we think we've experienced and see, we open the door to a whole new world here of opportunity and potential, creativeness, play. Where we were bored, we now expand. We now let others in where we were shut out. We now don't feel overburdened and weighed down by our own thoughts. We start to attract things into our life. We start to feel prosperity, abundance, joy, freedom, sovereignty. We no longer have dependability here on things that are emotionally unsatisfying here. And whatever sort of unhealth we felt here with ill health and depression, we break out of this mindset. Okay, so this is what I have. Pile number 2. I hope this helped you. I love you so much. I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile 3. You picked this. I know I called it calcite. I don't know if it is. It might be a certain type of calcite. It looks kind of rusty in color here. Lots of texture in it. Very cool stone. Let's look at what your message is here from Spirit. I will put the stone up here. So I have not looked at these cards at all, and Spirit was wanting to deliver an immediate message. It is time sensitive, okay? And this is for the week ahead. So next 7 to 10 days, approximately, what you're needing to hear. Now keep in mind, all my readings are timeless, meaning whenever you stumble on this video, the message was meant to find you, as long as you are resonating. So I ask that you use your intuition, what you will see, feel, and hear throughout this reading. That will confirm to you that indeed this is the message that's meant to find you. Okay, so let's take a look at the next 7 to 10 days. This right here, right now message Spirit is wanting you to know immediately. We have delight with number 19, or reduced to the number 10 or 1. It says the frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we evoke in others. Beautiful. Strong sun energy coming from that. We have valley, deep personal strength and peace that assure success. The red sun poking out above those mountains. Okay, we have butterfly, a change for the better. Ooh, that's beautiful. A monarch butterfly and a flower. A change for the better. Okay, there's going to be a lot of words in these, especially these ones. Okay, so we're not taking words literal, unless you want to, of course. It's going to be more the energy we're picking up with the cards. Okay, so don't take any word sort of literal here. So we have broken ring, parting of the ways in either romance or business. Okay. Interesting. So much prosperity and joy, and then we have this broken ring. So let me see that I'm in frame. Perfect. We have wise guy sitting on a bar stool, wearing sunglasses and a hat, smoking a cigarette. Wise guy. Okay. We have remembrance, 38, or the number 11. So 10, 11. In succession here, we have the frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we have gone through as a soul in body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. Wow. Powerful. Broken ring. Okay. We have dislike. Let's put that there. We have the Hound, loyalty, chains, and promises. And look at this sort of truth being kind of dissolved here by a hellhound or a black hound of sorts. The Hound, loyalty, chains, and promises. Where should we put this one? Here. We have compulsion. Okay. We have this oracle card, abstract. It looks like a 1990s or 1980s office scene. Nobody there, it's just a desk, a phone, a chair, office. Okay, I'm going to put that in the compulsion here. And then we have this guy playing a guitar. This guy playing a guitar, we'll have that in dislike. All right, we have 25 or the number 7 with elephant spirit, learn from the past. Elephants have a very good memory. They never forget here, okay? Learn from the past. Okay. Remembrance. Yes. We have fear. Absolutely love these cards I got yesterday. Beautiful. So fear, a hand holding on to 4 skulls. And these skulls are giving me heavy death energy from the tarot. That's Scorpio energy. Death grip. Death grip, I just heard. Okay. Journey. Look at that. Journey. That's kind of what this was giving me. Journey. And we have nurture. Watering a plant. We have more sun energy coming through. Sun is Leo energy and divine masculine energy. We have 14 with initiation and Count Saint Germain. Okay. This is the Akashic Tarot. And we also have the Muse with 15. Beautiful cherry blossoms here. And it looks like a maiden playing, I don't know what she's playing there. She's playing like some sort of flute, 2 flutes. The Muse, 15. Okay. I hope you can see this. We have the white-tailed deer with trust. It says, am I honoring my knowing? Am I honoring my knowing? White-tailed deer, trust. Growth, beautiful. Reminds me of this nurture energy. Growth. We have goddess, 14 or 15. Make sure to feel it in your bones, for you are what you believe. You are what you believe. Indeed. And then we have voices, 42 or the number 6. With a tug at the gut, feel them. With a tug at the gut, feel them romance your every breath. Listen to the gentle flickering within your eyes, for this is where they guide. Wow. 3 women, 3 sisters, voices. And then in the Kipper cards here, we have Journey coming out again. Oh my goodness, look at that. Number 10. Number 10. And then the Journey here. It looks like a locomotive. And a guy also wearing a hat here. Very similar sort of era here. If you hear a dog whining, that's my dog. She's in the kennel there, and that's my cat going crazy. These guys look I don't know, this is kind of like 1940s. No, older than that. 1900s? 1910. Somewhere in that, this one not so much, but this one with the hat and this lady with the poofy dress here. This looks like the 1900s or the I don't know, 10s. And this looks more gangster sort of energy here with Wise Guy. Okay. Which is more 1940s-ish energy. So let's see. Now, I'm not getting one strong message like I did with the others. Same thing. I didn't get strong message, and we have to break it down and go through what this is, and then maybe your message becomes very clear at some point. Okay, so bear with me. My intention is always to give you what I see here, although I don't know why these messages aren't coming through right away. So what I'm going to do, though, is I really want to read this initiation, the Count Saint Germain first, and then we'll get into the intuitive part of what I'm feeling here once I sit with this energy. So for card 14, it says, Initiation and the Count Saint Germain upright, standing among the pillars within a beautiful temple, the ascended master Count Saint Germain sends his light and energy to the four robed people who stand before him. It is time for their initiation. This card represents your initiation. It is much more than a change or even a transformation. Ooh, the butterfly, okay. It's nothing less than your movement into higher revelations of power, insight, and achievement, and the time is now. Wow. Okay. So some loss of lower vibrational relationships, jobs, or activities may be required in order to lift you to the new heights and power that awaits you. Your initiation can be aided by meditation and the study, as well as connecting to the ascended masters with whom you have worked for centuries upon centuries. Know that you have shared purposes and activities with the masters, even if you aren't certain of what they are yet. The disciplines you create now, during your initiation, and the work you do with the masters will lift your service to the world and to all humankind. This is a time of enormous uplifting. First in your energy and evolution, then in your manifest outer reality. The power that you hold within will impact every part of your life. Ole, okay. I do have tarot somewhere. Where did I put it? Over here that I might need to pull. So let me sit with this energy. Pile 3, and then we'll get into your reading, okay? Okay. Muse. Pile 3. Such a beautiful energy I feel here. And I do feel as though there is something here. Okay, because we are looking at the next 7 to 10 days that I feel you're going to be wrapped up in, that is actually going to be for your best benefits that I don't think you see right now. Because I feel like maybe you were hanging on to an idea of something that you wanted very much to be true. And maybe, not necessarily maybe that you wanted it to be so true so much as maybe you were stuck in some sort of story that became what you were or how you showed up in something here. It became the thing that was not allowing you to grow as an individual. So it was weighing you down, okay? Whether you felt like you were enjoying it or not, it was keeping you stuck from something here that I feel you're being called to really, really do for humanity in some way, okay? To give a level of service, to create something here. And it's also going to put you on a path to something else that is much a more higher vibrational match to who you are. So if this is a relationship, it's someone you've been hanging on to here. If this is a career, it's something here that you've been hanging on to, trying to work with, that I feel wasn't a strong match here to allow you to grow. And so I feel like it's been difficult for you to either let go of it or just acknowledge an end of something here that I think you were trying to hang on to, trying to make work. And maybe there was some sort of compulsion here. So maybe it was, I don't know, like something maybe you were addicted to, you know, or just a habit here of a job, or a habit of a relationship, or some lifestyle that you identified with here. And I feel like whatever understanding you have, it becomes shattered in some way because it's no longer what you understand it to be. But the good news is I don't think this is something that is going to cause you a whole bunch of devastation, because I feel like you, as quickly as this becomes relevant to you, I think you enter a new energy here of delight. And so there isn't time spent in wallowing over something here that was not meant to be in some way, because it wasn't aligned with your truth. And so instead of maybe with this compulsion and learn from the past and repeating the same decision or the same choice to stay at the same job, or to engage with the same person, or engage with the same thing, you now understand that what it was that you once liked about it, you no longer like it. What once might have seemed like joy, it no longer is. What maybe provided fun, or I guess created some sort of like challenge here for you, like in a positive way, because it would allow you to grow and do what you needed to do. I feel like it no longer does that. Everything that it was providing you no longer provides you with that. So you see it as something here that was weighing you down in some way, or no longer fulfilling in some way. And I feel you call it out in the open to yourself, and there's an acknowledgement here. But I do feel like there is a enough is enough, or just I no longer see it in this way, and this is no longer aligned for me, and I no longer want this. But what I do want is this other thing here, which is allowing you to go on, you know, a journey of growth, expansion. It is a milestone here for you, because I feel like you now enter a period of time where you're aligned with the right people, aligned with the right job, aligned with your soul people here. You're not engaged with lower vibrational people, things, jobs, situations that were not energetically aligned. And I feel like at some point maybe there was a lot of hesitation in acknowledging this, because maybe we didn't trust that if we were to move forward or acknowledge something here, that we could attain something else, or that, I don't know, like there was a need for you to see it, and then trust in yourself to do what is necessary to move away from it or let go of it. So from this wise guy, I mean, I'm feeling a confidence here that I don't feel like you thought you could have had in making a decision here away from what this is. But the change for the better, I feel like this change allows you to grow into someone who is in your full potential, rather than someone who is trying to play it small, or trying to make something work here that just no longer does it for you. And like I said, it might have at one point provided you entertainment, or So I feel a confidence, I feel a peace, I feel a trust. And with this goddess energy, I just feel like it's you to your full potential here. You to facing whatever fear you had in acknowledging something, letting go of whatever thing, situation, person, thing is, and then welcoming, stepping forward towards your future. So, I'm going to pull some tarot to get some more, because I feel there is a lot more here that we're not seeing. So, Spirit, thank you so much for this message for beautiful pile 3. Can we get a deeper layer as to what is this immediate, time-sensitive message right here, right now for pile 3 that we're needing to know? Thank you so much. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. And thank you so much, pile 3, for allowing me to tap into your energy and the energy around you at this time. I am truly blessed. Thank you so much. All right, so what is this message all about, Spirit? What does pile 3 need to know about this? Knight of Wands, confidence, moving forward. No longer thinking, because I do feel like at some point maybe you were hanging around, people you at one point liked, or talk yourself into putting up with something, or just not, it's just not doing it for you anymore. And now we're confidently moving forward, full of passion and fire. The Hermit, that's Virgo energy. Knowing what we want, going after our North Star, that's the Sun, contentment, getting very clear about what we want. 9 of Pentacles, coming into your own. Success, standing on your own, not needing anyone to make you feel whole and complete. And then the Eagle here, I don't know if that's an eagle or a hawk. Maybe it's a hawk. But either way, the Eagle and the hawk have, they fly very high. So they have a very good elevated perspective of their situation. So I feel like you are reaching a potential here. You can now see something from a greater point of view, where you're no longer feeling like you have to engage with lower vibrational things here. Okay, strength, courage, Leo energy. Facing, I do feel like there was a lot of fear in facing something that you might have not have wanted to acknowledge. Okay, so maybe the end of a friendship, the end of a career, maybe having the confidence within yourself to call something quits here in order for you to move forward. So we were hanging on instead of facing what we had to do, because sometimes we fear our greatest potential. We fear in moving forward with confidence because we might not trust, that we're, I don't know, capable in some way, but you're more than capable. It's now being in line and knowing intuitively here, and within ourselves, a truth. Lovers, making that choice, a choice to follow and pursue what we love. Okay, and the Tower. So the Tower is a shocking decision here, or a shocking set of circumstances. And I think what the shock here is that you just have enough. And you say, I'm going to face my fear. I'm going to, whatever it is that I need to do here in order to no longer be attached in some way here with this broken ring. Call out what is fake. Stand up for truth, and whatever is not true, don't let it sort of impact me in some way. So I feel like there's, I feel you surprise yourself. And I feel like you don't see it coming, that by doing this, what happens immediately, like I said, is that you come into some great confidence. You come into an understanding. You come into a pivotal point here of your soul tribe, of what you're supposed to be coming into. And I don't think you saw this coming, because maybe we were hanging on because we thought if we chose opposite or in a different direction, we would be without in some way. But what we're doing is we're aligning a change for the better. We're gaining personal strength, okay, more success. And I feel like you're remembering a confidence you might have once had, but maybe you lost. Because by staying in a situation that watered us down, or that we, like I said, enjoyed at one point and then eventually didn't, we might have watered ourselves down. I want to see what this wise guy is about, and then I'm going to pull some more. So, Spirit, what is this wise guy about here? Is he smoking? He seems calm, cool, and collected. Seven of Swords. Oh my gosh, they're just coming out. Hierophant, Taurus, and Ace of Cups. Okay, so Seven of Swords is, you know, where maybe we're not being honest about something, okay, and we could have been under some sort of telling ourselves that, I don't know, that we were supposed to partake in something that we no longer were finding joy in. And so that is a form of self-sabotage, okay, doing actions, but then needing to come into some sort of truth here and be honest. Or we could have been dealing with people here who were not upfront, who were kind of like this wise guy in the Seven of Swords, maybe people who were more self-serving. And so I feel like the Hierophant is talking about us now seeing what we value. You know, do we value honesty, integrity? Or do we value partaking in things here that aren't aligned with our highest good? And I feel like you finally see a truth and say, no, I want to align myself with the truth here. This is also the Commitment card. So you could have been dealing with someone here who wasn't committing in a truthful way to the growth of your personal development. And with compulsion, maybe you were just kind of, I don't know, stuck to some person, some situation that was keeping you little, okay? So I feel like with the Tower, you kind of understand here that you want a new beginning for yourself. Something that's overly abundant for you because you deserve a bunch of abundance. Look, we're getting the Dove here with the Peace because I feel like you weren't finding peace here. And maybe someone was very cocky or very calm, cool, and collected at the expense of, you know, seeing a higher purpose here. So maybe they weren't being upfront or honest with you about what they valued or what sort of commitment they brought to this whole thing. So I feel like you have a new beginning here that brings you happiness, aside from engaging with whatever situation this is here. So I'm going to pull another layer. We're going to get some more, okay? So pile 3, Spirit. What is it that pile 3 is needing to know right here, right now? This immediate message in the next 7 to 10 days. What am I missing? What do they need to know? More information, please, Spirit. Thank you so, so much. We have the King of Cups. Beautiful. King of Cups is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. And we have the Hierophant coming out again, Taurus energy. I'm reading them all in the upright. The King of Swords. This is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. We have the Four of Pentacles. You guys might be resonating with pile 1, okay? Judgment. You might be resonating with 1. And we have the Ace of Cups coming out again. And I'm going to put these aside here because I do feel we're going to want to see these. So, what's happening here for beautiful pile 3? Look at this guy, okay? He's navigating his emotions, but he looks at peace. We see fish, which is all about abundance. And sometimes fish, to me, kind of swim around aimlessly. So we might have been in a situation, a group of friends, a relationship, a job that didn't give us purpose and direction. It wasn't aligned with our values. It didn't commit to us what our greater purpose is. So we had to navigate through these turbulent emotions here, and maybe we felt very aimless. And so I feel like you're attaining some sort of purpose here, okay, where I feel like at some point you were really stuck. I feel like maybe you were hanging on because by letting go, you know, we fear something. We're not trusting that we'd find a better job, a better relationship, or whatever the thing is here. You know, if we were, I don't know, this is coming through. Like maybe we were sticking to a band here, right? Playing for a band, and it's like it used to be fun, and we'd show up and then we were just doing the motions, but at some point we were like, I want to play with another band, or I want to do something else here. So it became something you disliked, being in a position here where you felt stuck to. Instead of calling out what you wanted and allowing yourself to release, because I felt like you felt incapable. Okay, with this guy, he's in a wheelchair, which is he's very limited with his mobility. And look at this hawk eagle again. In order to ascend, in order to fly and rise above, to be your fullest potential, we have to get empowered to do this. So I feel like there was a need to see some truth, to be honest with some truth, to get clear about the truth, and to understand that we're not limited and immobilized by someone else's inability to understand some greater value here. And so I feel like you actually take a look at this with this judgment. Okay, you get very clear and certain and look at something from a very balanced perspective and say, was this fair? Does this make sense? Has everything that happened here put me in what sort of situation? Because this is karma, okay? This is now looking at everything, remembering everything about what's happened, and then making a fair decision in line with what we value. And I feel like your decision here, again, the tower is like, the shocking thing is you choose yourself. You choose emotional abundance for yourself, which is ascension, brings you peace. Filling your own cup. No longer having to hang on to someone else or a situation that was addictive in some way with this compulsion to fill your cup. You fill your cup in order to be emotionally satisfied here, overly satisfied. And I think you are overly satisfied with your decision because you nurture yourself. You give yourself abundance here. And I feel like you get very clear and certain where you weren't so certain that you'd be able to let go, that you'd be able to come to some sort of awareness here. And I do feel like it's something that was imbalanced because at one point it might have been one thing and then it turned out to be something else. And so acknowledging what it actually is kind of the trigger for you to say it is kind of what it is. And it's not aligned with what I want or what I envision here as my value, what's going to fit into my lifestyle, what I want to commit to for the long term here. So I'm going to, have to see a truth here and speak a truth, a logical truth, not allow my emotions to guide me or keep me or my past actions, if we were attached in some way because of some childhood situation we might have been in where we feel more dedicated out of emotions, we now get more logical about it because we were navigating our emotions and we might have been lost at sea for some time, sticking with our emotions. But I feel like it's very kind of all over the place, aimless, because when we were just acting out of emotions, oh, it's something I've always done or I always enjoyed or it brought me emotional peace in some way or abundance in some way, we now say, well, I got to be honest, it's limiting me. I got to be honest, it wasn't allowing me to soar. I got to be honest, it was keeping me stuck. It was holding me back. And I want emotional fulfillment here. So you see this, okay? And I think you act in this, and I think it's a big surprise here because I don't think you were expecting to. So now these 4 cards wanted to come out. I put them aside. Let's see what this sort of final message is here, unless we might pull some guidance if we don't get what we need. So let's see, what is this message? We got the 10 of Pentacles. Beautiful. This is a long-term commitment to a stable future. Okay, this is leaving our legacy behind for our family or friends. When we pass away, we leave what we've built, something we can trust, something we can build for the long term. 6 of Cups. I was feeling childhood. This is person, place, thing of the past that we're connected to. Okay, so this is giving me very, very strong family, both of these. So I feel like building a family here was something that you wanted. So maybe for some of you guys, you might have been in a relationship here, with someone who was with this wise guy. I don't know, like a bachelor, maybe not wanting children, not wanting to have a long-term vision of a family, and staying in that because at one point when we were younger, it might have been fun and thrilling. And then now we're just not enjoying this. We're now seeing with the Hierophant, a greater value in raising a family, and what really matters to us is family. Page of Cups, opening our heart space. These pages are all about communication, But we saw the Ace of Cups and the Page of Cups. This is opening our heart space up again. Innocent love. This is soulmate energy. And the Five of Cups. So I think at some point you were very, very, very sad here. Okay, and looking at what didn't work. Because I feel like whatever this was, like I said, relationship, whatever the thing is, you wanted it to work. You were hanging on to it. But I feel like it's been over for some time. Because what you want, what you value, your true voice, it now speaks out about something that you're now trusting to be your thing, and you need to nurture it. So I do feel like there was a lot of sadness in watching what didn't work. And I do feel there's a lot of memories with this thing. So I feel like you're very tied to this thing, okay? With remembrance and the Six of Cups and learn from the past. So it's hurtful. We remember all of the good times and the experience we had, and then we look at it as something that didn't work, so it makes us feel bad. But behind this Five of Cups, we have the Two of Cups, or behind the spilt three, we have the two standing. And because I feel like the Two Cups is more balanced. It's more you finding your soul tribe. It's you finding that then relationship that wants commitment or family or long-term. And it requires you to open your heart space here, because I feel like you do see the abundance. And I feel you find this immediately. There isn't a period here where you're sitting in sadness. I feel like there's so much growth and abundance here that comes as a result of you finally just letting go and speaking some truth here. That you no longer fear that. You no longer fear what that results in here. Okay, so I'm going to get final words. What is the final advice here? Pile number 3 need to know. Final words, guidance for pile 3. Anything that they're questioning in their mind that we can answer. Clear and concise, Spirit. Two of Pentacles. You guys definitely might want to go watch pile 1, okay? I think that might help a lot of you guys. Knight of Swords. Final words, guidance for pile 3. Six of Wands. Beautiful. Yes, that came out for pile 1. Two of Swords. 2 more cards, Spirits. What is it that pile 3 is needing to hear? We have the Five of Wands and we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, bottom of the deck. 8 of Cups and the King of Wands under that. Okay. King of Wands was, or is, I should say, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And the Queen of Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, so 8 of Cups. We have to let go and walk away from something that emotionally at one point fulfilled us and it doesn't no more, whatever this was. And I feel like maybe you still enjoy it in some level, but I feel like it might be a superficial level. And maybe at one point it appeared to be something much bigger, or it could have been something much bigger. And I feel like it is tied to a point in your life where you connect with a memory of it. So you could have been connected to it at childhood or just dedicated a lot of your time to this. So I feel like you did enjoy this, but I feel like Spirit really wants you to partake in something that is much bigger for yourself. So in order to do that, you walk away, you understand where you're emotionally unfulfilled, but I think it's taking you a long time to take action, okay? With the King of Wands here, you had to muster all your energy and confidence in saying, how can I let go of something here and trust that I am going to walk and find something better? Because sometimes we hang on to what is okay because we don't want to, be without, but there's something much, much better. And I feel like whatever period of limbo you were in, because with the fish, I felt it was aimless. I feel whatever this was turbulent. It was up in the air again. Like I said, maybe it was something that wasn't lined up with your value. So it wasn't giving you a solid commitment in some way, because I feel there was nothing secure about it. Okay, we saw the Hierophant coming out with this wise guy. So it could have been someone who, I don't know, was keeping things open in some way, and you knew what you wanted, but I feel like you were either, I don't know, like just waiting or juggling or whatever this energy is. It wasn't certain. Okay, so there was a need to get certain, as they're both having to make a decision, having to find balance, sitting here, maybe waiting, not knowing which way to go. And this could be torturous. It's like, I can't make a decision, so I'll wait around here, and nothing ever gets certain, nothing ever falls, and we're kind of in limbo. Okay, and then when we sit like this, we realize, hey, wait a minute, I have the power. Okay, I have the power to take control. I have to stand up and say and speak my truth. So I feel you, with this Knight of Swords, you go after what you want. And you have no fear in communicating what you need to communicate here in way of truth that lines up with what you know to be better, regardless if it's conflicting. Because maybe there was, some question mark around, am I going to, cause conflict here with someone or something that's, part of my past? And even if it contradicts it, there's a need for you to stand up for what you believe in and face whatever conflict. And I feel you do. But you have a very clear perspective about what you want. And I feel like you fight for what you want now. You now fight for what you want. You don't stay in limbo. You don't stay inactive. You say, I'm fighting for what I want because this is the only way I'm going to have success. Okay, 6 of Wands, success. This is us being recognized for a job well done, going after what we want and being successful. So I feel like you do go after what you want and you are successful. And I feel this is because of an ability for you to get clear and certain about whatever was up in the air. Now, again, whether it was because of you, because of someone else, or a situation that was kind of just floating around aimless. It's like, I now know what I want, and maybe there was a point in time where floating around was okay, or it fulfilled some part of you that needed to be fulfilled, but it's like, now I know what I want based on what I've experienced, okay, because this remembrance and this learn from the past, it's like the Queen of Wands uses all of her knowledge, everything she's learned in the past in order to make a decision, to lay boundaries where she needs to, get clear about what she needs to, makes decisions based on logic. She isn't tied to emotional outbursts, okay? Regardless if it was something she needs to walk away, she makes the right decision logically in order to find success. And I feel it's very quick moving. Like you quickly move into success here, okay? But I feel like you do have to face whatever this is. You do face whatever this is, yeah. And I feel like whatever this 5 of Cups is, because I feel like there was sadness and having to walk away, I feel like you've already mourned whatever this is. It's all broken here. And this is in reverse. It's like you've already mourned and cried and had sorrow around this, because I feel it's been dead for some time. So there isn't all this pain that maybe we're anticipating or regret that we're anticipating. It's like you move straight into being happy, success, delight, knowing, hey, yeah, this is where I should have been all along with my people, with things that were in line with my potential, not with things that were keeping me lonely, things that were keeping me having to, I don't know, like just relive something here that I feel you started to not like. Okay, and put up with energies here that I feel were either cocky or arrogant or just doing what they wanted, okay? Whatever the situation was getting sort of what they wanted with the 7 of Swords, but at your expense in some way. So only you can hang around with things that are not aligned. And so you say, okay, you can have what you want. I'm going to go after what I want. And I don't fear this, because this is the only way you're going to find the growth, is by nurturing that side. You can no longer nurture something here that doesn't have growth and potential. And I feel this is a huge journey for you. But I feel like this is joyful because you automatically enter with delight your soul tribe. Okay, you automatically enter victory here because you see a bigger picture here in this journey. And I think, yeah, there's more to come. So this is what I see here, pile number 3. I hope this resonated for you guys. It's a beautiful message. And I will see you guys at the next one. Bye.